Hiten Patel. You have to say, second favourite on paper at least coming into tonight, just simply because he's got the experience of playing in the pro ranks for the last couple of years. And it's going to be Rob Chambers to get us going in this match. Rob trying to follow in his brother's footsteps. John making it through just a couple of weeks ago.
Went for power.
How's that happen, by the way? Watching that cue ball being pinballed all over the place.
Not be the start that Rob wanted, but it's not an easy finish for Hiten. And a good thing for Rob for tonight, if he does slightly get away from him, I know he's brought a lot of support down with him, which will keep his spirits up no matter how it's going.
Yeah, Rob said in his interview there, he just wants to enjoy it, doesn't want to disgrace himself. If he plays his game, he won't, but he'll feel an awful lot better once he finds his first kind of chance and takes out his first finish. So will Hiten, but it might not be at this visit. It's not gone to plan.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how attacking Hiten wants to play this. So what he could play is the red that's tied up by the yellow with bottom right and pot the red over the pocket.
Probably the right choice, just bumping it out. You're one match in, Liam, and you're in exhibition mode already, mate.
Yeah, but like if where the two yellows are on the left-hand side of the rail at the bottom end of the table, it might have been a free go at it. And
it's one of those. It's as aggressive as it sounded. It really could have come out well for him. Now he has got a much better layout.
Has he got a starter on the red though? Can he?
I think he could play the plant now.
Play the plant by the 8 ball now.
If not, it's going to be a very thin one or a double down the table. It's not gone to plan. Cue ball gone wrong. Both aggressive shots so far. He's lost the cue ball.
Yeah, I thought he may have been able to play that slightly softer and held on the ball he was playing the plant on.
Yeah, the advantage of that is that the 8 ball goes from anywhere down the table, so you don't want to really leave one up the table. Talked about Hiten's potting prowess. Showed off there.
Good recovery there. Would you play the red over the pocket and come across twice and land in the middle?
I think I prefer that to the plant. That'll do. It's gone far enough. The only thing here is that if he goes top right, because it's straighter, then he's going to leave a bad angle bottom left. Or if he goes bottom left now, it's a bad angle. So he's not going to leave. It would have been great for him to get rid of the red at the top of the table, playing the shot that you said, you know, almost a dead weight plant to start this visit would have made life easier.
Just wondering whether he could take the red that's by the 8 ball now, as he's just lined up.
Oh, lovely flick. Lovely flick for Hiten Patel. Looked like he was going down a closed corridor there, but came out okay.
Yeah, and he's got his pick of either pocket for the top left or top right for his last red. With that allows him a bit of margin for error if he overscrews it.
That one was perfection.
Yeah, and as we see, Hiten getting off to a 1-0 lead, and it's a good start for the two seeds tonight.
Yeah, he'll be really pleased with that frame, really. I know that we talk a lot about break clearances and reverse clearances, but, you know, took the aggressive option first of all, trying to open it up. Didn't happen. Solid safety. Mopped them up.
Yeah, exactly that, and that'll set off Hiten into the night. You heard a little round of applause there for the finish, so he's got the support with him. Speaking to him before the night, and he said that his family were watching back home, and he wanted to say a big hello to Dylan. So
Always tends to come with a few supporters, this Hiten. Well supported player. The other good news for Hiten Patel there is it was a Rob Chambers break, so we can put together a big break here and build on what he's just done. Eight ball. Very close to our first golden break of the night.
And as you see there with Hiten's break, it's actually an unorthodox break. You don't normally see players break with a flat hand on the table.
Very rare, isn't it?
Yeah, because obviously with that, the cue ball the cue goes straight up in the air, and it's harder to control the cue ball.
He sort of does really well at not creating that, doesn't he? He still manages to cue it really flat, even doing that.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be the break that you teach a player, but if whatever works for Hiten, I suppose.
And the layout is, well, it's perfect, isn't it? The yellow does pass the 8 ball to top right. Might not be the full pocket, but enough. And every other yellow is fine here.
It's a nice little kiss on that yellow. It could have gone wrong, but ideally he wants to be on it now, the yellow to the bottom right.
Not easy to play a good positional shot though. Yeah, that was tricky.
Just he's sort of the cue ball through wider, but with the slick reactive off, that's what happens.
I think it's Carl Cope, another ultimate pool professional watching on. He's in the same part of the world as Rob.
It's a good job he isn't playing tonight with a broken wrist.
Has he got a broken wrist, has he?
Yeah.
Is that Paul injury?
Goalkeeper.
Okay. That's a good part, but the cue ball's just... this one goes bottom left, he's okay.
Who needs a cue ball control when you can pop like that?
I think he should have played on that ball previously, which is obviously easy to say when the positional shot went wrong, but he could have just stunned across the table and left that fairly comfortably top left. And then the one he just nudged into actually landed okay. He could have been straight in right centre rather than having to take it down the table off angle. It's a good cue ball, isn't it?
Yeah, he's just not got it on a string just yet. It's sort of taken some getting used to, and this is another tricky shot where he's got to play with this with a lot of left hand side to straighten it up.
That works. He can fall into the red here.
He's got to make sure he doesn't hit the red too thin, because he could end up snookering himself. I think he's okay.
Just. It's another very good visit to the table for Hiten Patel. Well, that to me just highlights this game. You know, that could have been dot to dot, made to look like it's the easiest thing in the world, had the positional shot probably second positional shot gone to plan. It would have just been drop-ins, but he's working all the way through the visit because he went out of position so early. Yeah,
exactly that. And the thing with Hiten, his parting ability is up there with the best players on the tour. His cue ball control, as we've highlighted tonight so far, it's not been the best, and for Hiten to be winning them events throughout the season, he's got to work on that cue ball control.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. It's always been his sort of Achilles heel, but I think he understands that his strength is the potting, and he tends to play into it, and that's allowed him to have a bit more freedom. As we see Rob get an opportunity at the table. He did have half a chance in the opening frame following the Hiten Patel safety, but to say it was a chance would be very, very harsh. He had problems everywhere.
Yeah, but Rob can go yellows here, and his very first shot he can develop his bad yellow that's stuck tied to the rail, and if he can judge this right, all the yellows could be on after this one shot.
Any thoughts on reds? If you could go red right centre, you don't have to play any cannons. I mean, it's a tricky opening ball.
If the natural angle just brings the yellow off the rail, I think you're naturally going to be on easy yellows because the yellow comes into the middle of the table.
Yeah, didn't get the yellow, got the red. Now the yellow goes top right. He's not on the next ball.
This is tricky now. Does potential for Rob to, if the red doesn't go into the top left or the near the bottom of the table, if it doesn't go into the middle or top left, does he roll in behind it?
He's going all out here.
It's a big shot.
Very nearly. It was one of those shots where he knew that it wasn't going to be an absolute routine counter for Hiten because he was likely to take this top right pocket, but he's certainly second favourite for the frame.
Yeah, he is now. Has the yellow stayed over the pocket just enough to where the red doesn't pass?
Even if not, though, Hiten can get it out first shot because the middle of those three reds, top right, he could take top left and on and off the cushion into the other red. It'd be on a red to left centre. But if it goes past that yellow top right, they're all on. Oh, Hiten. Oh, it stayed on the table.
Fully expected that one to drop.
Now then, Rob, this is your moment to get going here. Fortunate to get a second opportunity in this frame, but they are there. The only thing, red has gone and blocked the pocket for the yellow at the top of the table. And he could have done with an extra 6 inches on that positional shot. Let's get on that yellow right centre, I believe was his plan.
I think this is one of them shots where commit 100% to the thin cut if you can. It's hard to tell if it's on, but the cue ball's safe because it won't, because of the red it's going into, and just.
Oh, he's very unlucky that cue ball falls. He doesn't. So a great pot. Needs another. Does the yellow in the triangle area pass the gap between the red and the yellow to left centre? In which case he's got a straight pot. And
that's unfortunate where that cue ball's landed.
It could have been a lot worse, a lot better rather. It really could have done. He didn't go, so he had to clip this one back. Not to be. You look at that table there when he played that shot, and you're thinking, I've got to be really unlucky not to be on a ball somewhere. That was about as hard as it could be.
Yeah, exactly that, and that's why I said if he's got to commit 100% to the pot, wherever the cue ball lands, he should have a shot at the yellows. It's obviously not Rob's lucky night so far tonight.
Anything for Hiten Patel. 8 ball needs work. Not sure if he can squeeze it past the yellow bottom left. See, get short position on it. Does need that good positional shot. That doesn't look to be a good positional shot to get himself into position to be able to play it.
No, I think potting this red into the middle, the cue ball's going away from his work, and he's going to have to manoeuvre it round the back of the yellows.
Right off the yellow and try and find the cue ball. He's digging.
Yeah, and he's just had a little glance up at the clock as well, just to see if he's safe if he was to miss it. But 6 minutes left, plenty of time.
Missed it altogether. That's a very strange looking shot. And that's a big moment in this match. It really is. Both players have now had multiple opportunities to win this frame.
Yeah, and if Rob can steal this frame, and we saw what happened in the last match where it turned on its head, we could see the exact same again. Not quite sure on that shot. He's landed it awkward where he needs to be low on the yellow that's closest to the 8 ball after the shot to get better position. So just play this well.
I actually think I'd have gone left centre there. You could screw into the red, and then the one he just played gets him onto this one, and he doesn't have to worry about landing with a bad angle.
Yeah, good shout.
He's got just enough to force this one out, I think, or he has to take the next one long, which is possibly what he's going to do.
Just when you want that easy 8 ball though, has he got slightly too much angle to be perfect on the 8 ball?
Played that nicely. Beautiful shot. That will be a real settler, that shot alone.
It was cued with authority, wasn't it?
Yeah. Much better from Rob Chambers. You have to say, the first couple of visits, he didn't really get a chance until this frame, and the first couple of visits, it just wouldn't quite land where he wanted to, and he was chasing and a little bit unlucky, but that one felt a little bit more like it, a little bit more positivity in that shot to the top left alone.
Yeah, and he'd be saying to himself, just get that once he gets that first frame on the board, he's into the night. He can't go disastrous now. He's got the frame. You heard that support that he's got in the background there when he played the 8 ball, and he'll be geared up, and you see he's sitting nice and straight, and he's pumped, waiting for another opportunity.
Yeah, and that opportunity to be at 15 seconds a shot though, which is something he was certainly aware of coming into tonight, just how severe that is. We're into the final 5 minutes.
So we see where his hand's positioned on the break again.
I think the reason he's able to, it comes up dry, but I think the reason he's able to not get too much bounce is because the cue looks like it's still flat on the cushion, as though you were looped over the top of it.
Yeah.
It looks like he's not actually got it on top of his hand. It's sort of almost guiding along his hand. It's amazing that he can cue that so smoothly and get the power.
Exactly that. It's a strange technique, and I ask a lot of people to try that at home, and look what happens to the cue balls.
I think I'd miss the cue ball. I think I'm lucky to get anywhere near the centre of the cue ball.
He's played that just in the nick of time, and there is a finish here if you can take the reds on the right hand side of the table as we look.
Has he missed a little trick though, just to come down a little bit further and get rid of that awkward one left centre on the line he was on? He could have got there.
Well, I'm just thinking if that could be his second to last ball, and to roll it in and play the red into the top left for natural position on the 8 ball.
Yeah, I like it. So it's one sort of, it's quite a big target actually to get onto that red left centre, but it's not, absolutely guaranteed.
So the big shot coming up now is he's got to make sure he gets a shot on the red to the left centre.
This might be like a shot we saw in the previous match where he's going to be playing it from quite a distance. It was Phil Harrison that did that in the first match.
It's just so hard to tell if he's on it or not.
I think he is, yeah. It's okay. Just drop it in. Just awkward. He could have done with that stopping an extra 2 rolls short, so he had the middle of the yellows rather than queuing over them. Oh, very nice.
Exactly what we saw in the last match, where the player got the chance, followed up with an 8 ball, reverse dish.
Yeah, what a difference a frame makes. And there is John, his brother, who we saw come through a couple of weeks ago. And I tell you, speaking to Rob before tonight, he was so conscious of the 15 seconds a shot. He just did that whole visit. We heard the beeps once, and we heard one beep of the beeps. He's just played that on about a 10-second shot there.
Yeah, and you can tell that Rob's been puts the time in, and he, like he said, he isn't here to just make up the numbers. He's going to enjoy himself, but he wants to win. And as you see on his top there, he's an avid Man United fan, and we're now in Fergie time, as they say.
Does he want to admit that right now? That's the question. Gets the break as well in the next. I think what I was thinking about with that 15 seconds a shot as we see him come forward for the break is that when you're playing it for the first time, you play unbelievably quick because you don't want to hear the beats. You're so conscious of it.
That cue ball was close, but look at these yellows.
Happy birthday, Rob.
Look how close the cue ball goes there.
See if he does the same thing on the beeps here, because this is where you want to just, I wouldn't say slow it down, but you just compose yourself to make sure of the finish. And there's benefit in doing this in a minute 40 rather than doing it in 45, because you want to take the time out of the match.
Yeah, and Hiten will be sitting in his chair thinking he should have been 3-0 up, and he's on the verge of losing this match. If the cue ball goes in off on that break there, Hiten would be at the table with these yellows and would probably be walking away the victor as well.
Yeah, but pool players think the same thing. That you remember the frame 3 when you should have won it. He had 2 really good opportunities to win frame 3 and didn't take them, and now he sat there hoping that he doesn't lose this match. And once again, we're not seeing Rob see the beeps here. I'd like to see Rob use the clock here, run the clock down just that little bit more. He should still get there in fairly natural pace anyway, but he wants to make sure he goes sub 30. But if in an absolute top tier clock management, you make this a buzzer beater, which Rob is not going to do.
No, what I do like that Rob's doing is sticking to his rhythm that he's played all the way through the match. So he's not letting the clock affect him, which it can do. Yes, obviously he gives Hiten a chance at maybe a reverse clearance, break clearance in the next frame, but sometimes it's better to just stick to your rhythm rather than let outside interference get hold of you and affect your game.
It's been a brilliant visit to the table. It really has. The way that he stepped on it from 2-0 down and took out the finish to go 2-1, and then he's gone back to back off the break. And right now, Rob Chambers is 3-2 in front, and he has got it down to just under 30, which I always say is the benchmark. And I think your little smile on your face, Liam, it brings me a perfect time to talk about the quickest ever reverse clearance.
Yeah, 27 seconds.
27 seconds from your good self. Of course, it won't be a reverse clearance that Ian will be looking for. It's a break clearance or a golden break. Quickest ever break clearance is 28 seconds from Gareth Potts.
It's doable.
It is doable.
You never know.
The golden break is more likely. But this is why I was saying for Rob, he could have made that. He could have got it down to 0. It was still brilliant, but he could have got it down to 0.
He's moving to the cut break to try and get the 8-ball moving. He's still got a chance. No.
Red yellow together, bottom left is awkward. The other yellows are fine.
He's got the angle now.
I felt like he could have played that one and gone naturally into the red yellow together. Yeah, I think he doesn't think there's enough time here. He's just kind of hitting balls around, and Hiten Patel will really kick himself. He should have gone 3-0 up. He didn't. And Rob Chambers, in his first match as an ultimate pool professional, gets the victory by 3 frames to 2. Wow, we're in for some drama tonight. Match 3 after the break.